Are you home right now? I'll cut to the chase. Luke and Kieran have a gift. They'll be at your doorstep in 30 minutes, and I want you to receive it in person. You're so vigilant, sweetie. But I didn't look into where your home is, hence why I'm calling. That's fine with me. Guess I'll have to trouble Luke and Kieran. They'll stop by the Hunters Association's Lost and Found and say the gift is yours. You're right. It's not efficient. I should just tape a piece of paper to the elevator on your team's floor. Then tell me how you want to receive the gift. They're already en route. Yes, yes. Just make sure the package doesn't get scanned. A gun. Yours are so cumbersome, so I spent 2 days making you a new one. It'll help you better deal with wanderers. The gun is very... That's why I told you to get it in person. A law-abiding citizen who has a fake identity and makes deals in the nest. Such are the things I'm not allowed to do. Yet, you could use nicer words when speaking to me. Just saying. All right, Lincoln City is your territory, I concede. Call me if you need me. And as for your gift, I'll give it to you next time we meet. Have you been saying it's Silas recently? What does that even mean? Luke and Kieran were infected with your slang. Does the phrase mean it's all over for me in that context? The Wanderer is really strong. It's Silas, like that. Ah, so you want to deal with me like how you deal with a Wanderer. For example, can you use it in a sentence? You're good at talking yourself out of trouble. Is that so? How nice are we talking here? Go on. Is that it? You're very Silas, too. I know. You're saying I'm amazing. What about your name, then? Explain your name to me. Well, it's an adjective to describe someone who doesn't fear death. The type to do the craziest thing without a second thought. And here's an example of it being a verb. It means trying to deny something. Would you look at that? There's also a noun definition. It can refer to a cat with sharp claws and a feisty attitude. It can also mean someone who's very irritating. Yet it's difficult to do anything about them. You called a dozen times. What's up? I know. He'll come back when he's bored. I'd be very impressed if you can kill a mechanical crow. Isn't that what you want? You've been looking up N109 Zone's crows. and how to turn off a mechanical crow. I know that you tried to feed him water, knocked on his head, and surrounded him in gems. You looked it up right in front of him. Did you really think he wouldn't tell me? Mephisto is very useful. He can lock onto targets and detect abnormal signals. He'll come in handy. Don't underestimate yourself. You're more useful than you think. He'll follow you for a few days. Weren't you telling me about how you feel like you're being watched these days? Don't use your evol as much. If you need anything done, get Mephisto to do it. Do you really think I've nothing better to do than spy on you? But it's fun to hear him tell on you 800 times a day. How can you do that to such an adorable animal? Why can't you get along with a bird? Just got his report. He's telling on you. Forget it. I'm calling him back now. I never thought there'd come a day where I'd have to be a mediator between you and a bird. You hesitated before picking up. What's wrong? Some personal matters needed my attention. You're more worried than I am. Are you scared I'll get caught? Do you have plans after work? Good. Do me a favor. Am I supposed to charge at you if I don't walk over? My colleagues are also here. They're behind me. Stand in the hallway. That's where I'm headed. Can you move to the side? There's only so much space. I thought a blood vessel was going to burst with how nervous you were. It was obvious. Too obvious, don't you think? You turned away too quickly, and our distance was too much of a coincidence. It'll make everyone think there's something between us. There is now. Check your pocket. I gave you something. It's my car keys. Well, since you have nothing to do later, can you do me a favor? I'm heading to the 15th floor to discuss something with your boss. If things go poorly, I need you to have the car ready by the time I come down. Say you'll do this for me. You know the roads here better than I do. If I die by your hands, then consider it my gift to your career. We're going for a joyride through Lincoln. Don't go home and sleep. Drive around the city with me tonight. I'm on the 15th floor now. We'll talk later. And wait for me in the car. I'll see you in a bit. What are these articles you marked as currently reading? How to be respected and revered like a boss. How to make your opponent fall to their knees with one glance. So, what have you learned? I can't comment on the kindness part, but I wear sunglasses for their intended purpose. As for the don't smile, I have reservations about that. More importantly, I would never resort to violence so easily. I'm a better source than your questionable articles. You act so tough in front of me. But you're more scared of people at a party? There. Problem solved. Listen, when someone with power is at a party, they're always there to enjoy it. Just sit back, relax, and drink your wine. Someone will talk to you. Consider this a tip on how to be respected. From the N109 Zone's boss himself. They always are. When's this dinner party? Are you planning to just go there? Maybe. You have time. You can practice with me before then. After all, you can't rely on the internet for advice. It has a lot of misinformation. Stop by the N109 Zone. You need to experience the real deal.